Rugby's Five Nations Championship. England got their campaign back together today with a 21-15 victory over Wales at Twickenham. While at Murrayfield, Michael Dodds was very much the hero for the Scots. He scored all 19 of their points in a 19-14 victory over France. It all means that Scotland are now the only team with a chance of winning the Grand Slam this season. England are second. They can still win the Triple Crown, but much could ride now on the Scotland-England game, the last one of the season, in 4 weeks' time. France are third. Ireland and Wales are without a point as yet. Well, let's look at all the day's action, starting at Twickenham.
For the 57th time, Will Carling let his side out, badly in need of a morale-boosting victory. They made hard work of it in the first half, Paul Grayson missing a succession of kicks on goal. The Welsh, on the other hand, were willing to try something different. Awarded a penalty, Orwell Thomas spurned the chance to kick. Instead, he launched a surprise attack and the gamble paid off. The Cardiff number 8, Hemi Taylor, eventually bursting through to score. England struggled to get back on terms, but eventually pressure told. Mike Catt provided Rory Underwood with his 49th international try, and certainly one of the easier ones. The question which the Scottish referee failed to address, though, did Carling knock on earlier in the move? Grayson's conversion put England ahead for the first time, just as half-time beckoned. Then, with the second half just a few minutes old, disaster for the Welsh fullback, Justin Thomas. He seemed to have all the time in the world, but Jeremy Guscott was on hand to take his tally of points for England to 83. Then, within a few moments, both teams lost their captains injured. Carling limped off to be replaced by Phil de Glanville for the second time in the last 4 matches. And Jonathan Humphreys was also replaced, despite his best efforts to convince the team doctor he was fit to carry on. There was no doubting Thomas's effect on his side. The Bristol fly-half reduced the deficit with a penalty. But Paul Grayson was at last finding his feet in front of the posts to maintain his side's lead. But the Welsh were not giving up easily. 5 minutes to go, debutant scrum half Rob Howley ducked and dived and just made it over the line. Together with Thomas's conversion, the gap was down to 6 points, and that gave Jack Rowell a few anxious moments as the seconds ticked away. His men, though, held out for a welcome but unconvincing win.
We're disappointed because, as I say, we promised so much, and we just didn't quite break through. We were very nearly there so many times, but you know, the feeling was good. We tried to get a bit wider. We tried to play a bit more of the 15-man game we aspire to. Occasionally we have to kick. I mean, that's part of rugby, and you know, we were relatively pleased, but we are quite. You know, we know it could have been better, and I think if we'd have gone in there thinking that was our best shot, then there'd have been something wrong.
We really thought we got a match favourites to continue their run towards a possible Grand Slam, but how often the Scots have upset those kinds of predictions. They quickly posted their intention to play an open running game against the French, and it was Northampton's Michael Dodds who opened the scoring, taking advantage of some poor defending. The French were forced to turn to the kicking of Castagnede to keep them in touch, but Dodds responded to ensure that the Scots maintained their lead. As ever, the French looked most dangerous on the break. Sadenet and then Saint-André so nearly conjuring something from nothing, only the stoutest of defending preventing them. But that kind of defiance can't go on forever, and French pressure on the line proved irresistible. Benazet the man to eventually emerge with the ball. The Scots started the second half as brightly as they had the first, proving that those who say expansive rugby against the French is suicide are wrong, and doing it in the most entertaining way.
Tremendous score then for Michael Dodds.
An 8-point deficit in the past would have led to a French collapse, but coach Scrella has imposed new determination in his side as Lacroix moved them to within 2 points.
He's level with the record. His first and
But
last
Dodds
games.
overtook Gavin Hastings' points record against the French to cap a perfect home debut with all the Scots 19 points, putting them on top of the Five Nations, the only team still capable of the Grand Slam, and deservedly so. Kerry Dyson, Sky News.